We're getting into it. Bowser Jr. versus Ike. I forgot the scoreboard again because I'm a chump. But I'll be real quick about it. I'm already done. They haven't even hit each other yet and I'm already done. So fast. So fast. You saw nothing. Anyway, we're back on everybody's favorite stage, Pokemon Stadium 2. Which is the widest stage in the game. And I do think in matchups like this, Bowser Jr. definitely benefits of that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Like I said before, man, Bowser Jr. one of the only characters in the game that actually got their grab combos buffed. Or at least they actually got a grab combo in this game. And that Nair is so great at juggling. And Ike's Nair, it's huge. It is great for landing, but it's not so great for combo breaking because it does take a while to come out. So that up air could wreak havoc on SdN if Snormanda can get him into the air. So far, it's pretty even though, almost getting the abandoned ship hammer swing combo. But yeah, it's pretty even so far, and that's what I like to see for a nice contested losers finals. There's nothing that I love more than asymmetrical matchups in Smash Ultimate that are being played incredibly close, like they are today. But SdN coming through with the tried and true, all reliable. I mean, I say all reliable, but this game has only been out for like 2 months. But I feel like that particular confirm has already been used so often, it might as well be 80 years old. But yeah, all reliable coming through for SdN, the Nair up air. So consistent with it. You gotta watch out for those Nairs. So you gotta watch out for those Nairs. Look at those big hits from that Rachnel. SdN. So dominating here at the ledge. Snormanda just can't get a break. Can he get up there? Okay, okay. So I really like what SdN was doing there. So he hit Snormanda twice out of jump off ledge. And that's got to be a little bit triggering. And then people probably won't be as likely to use jump from ledge the 3rd time. And if you're pretty triggered, you're more likely to roll on stage. Snormanda in general seems not to be a big fan of normal get-up. So I definitely like the way that SdN tried to get the roll, you know, with the up smash read earlier. But he doesn't even need it because he already took the 2nd stock of Snormanda as well. And Snormanda brought him all the way up to 170. But you need a little bit more than that to kill. Like, he's missing that specific kill moves. Which is a shame because this match started off super even. And as soon as it got about finding the kill, SdN just pulled ahead like you wouldn't believe. Being able to get those consistent kills, having a character that has consistent kill confirms is such a blessing in a game like Smash. Now Bowser Jr. does have quite a few kill confirms instead of his own, but none of them as consistent as that crazy Nair. Even a simple grab should do it now though. Or just a nice edge guard like that. I do think Bowser Jr. is pretty good off stage, and that should mean that he has a role to play there in this matchup, because Ike is, you know, he can recover in a very long distance, but it's also pretty fragile, so I like to see what he can do with that. First, he's gonna get a lot of up air juggles though. Those were at least 3 up airs and a 4 there. It's big damage. But of course, SdN had already pulled ahead by taking that 2nd stock. So he's gonna have to get, you know, plays like that a couple of times over if he still wants to take game 1. And that's gonna be it. He's gonna be back again with a Nair to up air. Snormanda, you know, he had a great start, then a big slump. He kind of pulled himself back there, but then, you know, SdN regained his footing and finished it up nice and clean. But I do think if Snormanda can just find that kill, then he should be just fine. Because in neutral, you know, it seems not too bad. It seems not too bad. That's at least my takeaway from game 1. Of course, young Eevee Bowser Jr. specialist might have something else to say here in chat. But we're gonna find out what Snormanda's take on it is, as we're gonna get into game number 3.
3, 2, 1.
With a fittingly hype background track, it is Multi-Man Melee from Super Smash Bros. Melee. Fantastic soundtrack in that game, really. Okay, nice little combos, got the drill to the back air, and now he's blocking out jumps. I feel like he could have taken that further because Ike without a jump is a sitting duck, man. He doesn't have too many resources in the air. But he wanted to set a trap with the Mecha Koopa, which is understandable. But I feel like Junior is pretty good at juggles, and Ike, you know, is pretty limited in his disadvantage. So I feel like if you get that one hit on Ike, that's time to take it all the way, man, as far as you can go. Of course, don't overextend too much, because if Ike manages to reverse on you, then you are in big, big trouble. Nice setup. Of course, Bowser Jr.'s Mecha Koopa is quite a bit different in Ultimate compared to Smash 4. If you hit one, it doesn't just jump up and explode, it actually bites itself into its opponent. So if you hit it after the bite, it just travels with the knockback and still explodes and hits your opponent. But SdN, so consistent, so scary, actually still managed to take the first stock. But Snormanda with a nice read on the high quick draw, probably expecting SdN to fear the Mecha Koopa. He's gonna get the nice forward smash, and he is not done with that advantage stage. Look at that, triple up air into a Mecha Koopa, another Mecha Koopa to set up for the trap. But SdN staying composed, staying patient, not doing anything until he knew he could come back. Another Mecha Koopa, and yet another Mecha Koopa. Of course, the downside of the new Mecha Koopa mechanic is that it no longer passes through shield, but actually just bounces off. And I love the usage of Snormanda's cannonball. It might not hit, but it has a lot less lag, so the commitment is quite a lot less significant than in Smash Ultimate. And it does close off a couple of options, making it easier to predict how they're gonna get off the ledge. Snormanda with the Nerdos. Like I said before, it is the one thing to watch out for. Soft hit on the bear. I bet he you know, is a little bumped he didn't get the sweet spot because because the sweet spot can be quite strong. Excellent composure by SdN. Not going high, having the patience all the time. That's a lot of pummels. I think for the next grab, Snormanda might need to try to go for the back throw. I know it's not as strong as Mario's, but it might even kill. It's 186% after all. And you might say that Snormanda is ahead by quite a bit right now, but I know one nair from SdN, one back air, could finish this. So you really can't rest easy. But the new Bowser Jr. jab has gone from one of the worst to one of the best in the game. It actually hits consistently now and has some kill power to it. That's great stuff from Snormanda, as he tries to get a nice little juggle going on SdN's last stock. But what have we seen from SdN so far? Mega consistency and early kills. So he is not out of this by any means. And those Mega Koopas in the air are gonna get punished. There's a lot of end lag on it. Still 40% lead. Not bad, but also far from safe. As SdN gets here with his up tilts and his nairs, you know. Those are quite the percent builders themselves. More Mecha Koopas. I can appreciate it. Good get up attack. I feel like nowadays a lot more people are incorporating the get up attacks in their Let's Play. It was mostly absent, mostly a gimmick from Smash 4, but in this game they're actually really good, because as we all know, they are fully invincible, making them fantastic to beat out those long and lasting moves that people like to throw out on the ledge to get those jumps and normal get-ups. No jump for SdN, but also a whiff on Snormanda's part. It looked like he would at least get the soft hit, and it's gonna be the cannonball that closes it out. That is so great, and that was just what I was talking about. The cannonball has little legs, so it's a low commitment, and it moves really slow. So he put it out there to close off the high recovery, and if SdN had gone low, he would have been able to still set something up, react to it, something in that manner. But, you know, SdN ended up going high, but it was closed off by the cannonball. Thank you so much, Fritzy. I do appreciate it. Especially, of course, coming from a loyal sub like yourself. Yeah, I would imagine there. I don't think a white stage like that is doing SdN any favors. It gives Bowser Jr. A lot of space to set up his Mecha Koopa. And if he can't set up his Mecha Koopa, then neutral versus Ike should actually be pretty tough. It's just a button up, you know. All this means is that I am experiencing less cold outside. And, you know, I figured out, okay, maybe I don't need a sweater every day anymore. That's all this is. But I appreciate the compliment, my man Dagobert. Thank you so much for joining the stream. And we find ourselves on Yoshi's Story, which is kind of canon for Bowser Jr. It's definitely clearly the Bowser Jr. base from New Super Mario Bros. But Baby Bowser is actually a big part of the Yoshi lore. So, so I suppose it's just a little bit canon. And I do love the music here. It's so joyful. You know what's not so joyful? This pure aggression coming out from Snormanda has actually been able to overwhelm SdN here at the start of Game 3. Even though he did go to a smaller stage, so that's good. But I suppose SdN is used to taking his space, you know? Spacing him out with that big sword. But it's just not as much of an advantage versus a character that can also use that space to set up all kinds of traps. So I guess he has to get a little bit used to the close quarters combat. But I do think it's a better choice in the end. And the closer blast zones in combination with an incredible power is gonna mean that after an amazing start for Snormanda, he is still the first one to lose his stock. Absolutely consistent and clutch play as we are used to by now from SdN. Snormanda off stage again. He's gonna want to take the stock early, but here comes SdN with the landing nairs. You know, being in a deficit versus Ike gets out of hand so quickly due to his damage game, you know, and the way that he's pretty heavy, you know. Some kill moves might not kill. Woo! Almost another kill for SdN with the nair back air. And the edge guard from SdN is gonna put him in a humongous lead. Snormanda instantly firing back though with a stock taken off his own using the up air, showing you that this stage definitely has lower blast zones than most other stages. But he has 1 stock to 2. SdN still totally fresh on that second stock, so he is gonna have to pull out some crazy play here if he wants to advance to Grand Finals. And Juggles are definitely gonna be the part of that. That's what he's getting now. He's been able to set up his Mecha Koopa now, which has been able to cover both mistakes and escape options for SdN. Looks like Snormanda has at least regained kind of his composure. That was a big dash attack from SdN though, breaking the momentum. Big jabs. Snormanda hanging off by his last threads. Tries to get a cheeky hammer swing. It's not gonna happen though. SdN is so calm. He's so consistent. He's not just gonna get bamboozled like that. Oh wow! He actually got the back air off of that abandoned ship so quick. We saw Snormanda trying to pop out, but close but no cigar. It's gonna be SdN closing out game 3 despite Snormanda's incredible start. And